Hi, I'm Eric in the Food 52 kitchen.
And I'm Jessie Sheehan in the Food 52 kitchen. And today we are going to make peanut butter chocolate cheesecake in the Instant Pot. I'm a recipe developer and a cookbook writer and a baker, and I've worked with Eric a few times, and he asked me to develop a cheesecake that you would make in your Instant Pot back in the fall. And I was like, I love my Instant Pot, but shh, don't tell, I don't even like cheesecake. I don't even think I told Eric. I think
You're like, assignment, I got it.
But here's the thing, when you're developing a recipe and you are maybe given something that you're not like crazy about, you can come up with a flavor profile that you do love. And I really love peanut butter and chocolate. And so I created a Instant Pot cheesecake that had those flavors. And guess what? It kind of has converted me.
Yeah.
I kind of like cheesecake now. Let's start with the crust, of course.
Sounds good.
So we're gonna go do that, okay? Before I begin the crust, what I like to do is take care of my pan. So when you're making something like a cheesecake in an Instant Pot, it is super important that you use a 7 by 3 inch cake pan, okay? And that's because the Instant Pot chamber is like shaped like that, and this fits in perfectly. Okay, now I wanna tell you a little bit about this pan because I just learned this amazing trick from Sam, who learned it from Martha. Here we go. You see how the pan has like this kind of lip here? And most of the time when I put the bottom in, I do it this way. But then when you release it, after you have imagine a cake, peeps. Imagine a cake here, Eric. When you try to release it, you can't even get the knife past the lip.
Right.
So Sam and Martha, and if you don't know who Sam and Martha are, I'll tell you later, okay? Sam and Martha say, flip it over. Watch this. Because that way, it still tightens up perfectly. And this way, when you release and try to stick your knife under to lift your cake, voila, no lip.
Right.
Now, can you please pass me some cooking spray?
Yes.
Now, peeps, cooking spray is slightly controversial. Not everyone likes to use it. A lot of people are purists and they like to use softened butter. I am 100% there for all of the purists, but I personally am kind of fond of cooking spray. I think it's from my bakery working days. That's just what we used. It was so efficient and easy.
Yeah, it sprays so evenly.
Yeah. Peeps, little piece of parchment that we cut out. And the way we got this perfect circle is that we put the pan down on the parchment and then we went around with a Sharpie or some kind of pen and we cut it out.
And you just make sure to flip it, right? If people are
afraid if they're afraid of ink, yes. If you're ink phobic, definitely flip your parchment. And the reason we do this is just, and again, so it's gonna release easily. Okay, we've done our pan. Now we're gonna move on to the crust. We are going to take 20 chocolate wafer cookies. I like all different kinds of wafer cookies. You can usually find them is that locked? And it's not locked. What am I doing wrong? Oh, could it be upside down? Let's see. No.
These are impossible.
This way?
Yeah, one.
Let's see. Could I do it wrong? Let's see.
Oh, maybe it's this.
Oh wait, no, this way.
Okay.
Could you use Oreo cookies if you wanted?
Yes. And I love Oreos.
Yeah.
I love the chocolate peanut butter ones. I love the chocolate mint ones. I love the chocolate caramel ones.
Do you like the birthday cake ones?
Oh, MG, of course. Oh my gosh. I love all Oreos. Okay. We have our cookies. They are finely ground. We are going to add 1/4 cup of melted butter.
Nice.
That's half a stick, peeps, in case you were wondering. And then we are going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I like to use fine sea salt, but you can use whatever salt you like. And then we're going to have 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Now, I use brown sugar throughout this recipe because, first of all, I love the way brown sugar works with chocolate. I also love the way brown sugar works with peanut butter. And I just, in general, love the kind of the molassy vibes that it gives everything, right?
Yeah, I've never put brown sugar in a crust. That's really smart.
I know, it's nice. And then even though the cookies are sweet, they're a teeny bit bitter too. And I just think this time I'm not going to screw up putting on the top because now I've become an expert. And now I'm going to turn it on. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, peeps. Now I noticed that our brown sugar didn't totally mix up, but you know what? That's totally okay because look what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna break it up with my fingers, which sometimes you have to do anyway with brown sugar. You might see me do that later when we make the filling. And I'm just gonna kind of do like a final mix right here. And we're gonna transfer our crust to our pan. Okay, crust is here. Thank you, sir. Press lightly on the bottom, and then I kind of bring it up the sides, maybe about 2/3 of the way or so. I do that mostly for aesthetic reasons because it just looks super pretty when you pull it out. And it's also just so that the bottom isn't too thick.
Also, there's this difference between fridging the crust to help it solidify and baking it, which, like when you're making a regular cheesecake, which one do you do?
Oh, very good question. Well, I would say if I was making a regular cheesecake, you're absolutely right, I would bake it.
Yeah.
Peeps, this is my handy tool. Don't know if you're familiar with turning a ball jar over with a flat top and using that to press. Yes, you can use a measuring cup to do this, but sometimes the handle gets in the way, and then you're like, So, that was this.
We're making like sandcastles or something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. Pretty, perfect. Do you mind putting that in the freezer for me?
Of course, gotcha.
Thank you so much. So, first of all, this is my manicure. That's why I'm putting it on the KitchenAid so you guys can see it because I'm proud of it. But anyway, that was just a quick aside, but the red and the black, I like that. Anyway, now we're gonna do the filling. Okay, so the first thing with our filling, very important to remember, all of the ingredients need to be room temperature. We have some room temp cream cheese, and we use 2 blocks of cream cheese, or 16 ounces. What is important to know about cheesecakes is that you want to mix everything low and slow because people like dense cheesecakes. They do not want fluffy cheesecakes, even though to me, fluffy sounds delicious.
I think it depends on what it is. Like a no-bake cheesecake, that's fluffy. But when people think of like New York cheesecake,
Totally,
baked,
100%, 100%. So if we do everything kind of slowly, then it is kind of dense and not fluffy, even though fluffy sounds good to me. And so that's what we're gonna do here. So we did our cream cheese slowly. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix together.
brown sugar makes another appearance.
I love brown sugar so much.
Yeah,
and this is a peanut butter filling, and peanut butter and brown sugar are delish together.
I've never thought about that. I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and we are gonna do 1 tablespoon, plus 1 teaspoon. Here's our tablespoon. Oh, this is cornstarch, by the way. And back to some of the things that people discuss when they are discussing Instant Pot cheesecakes on the intraweb, as they say, is how you can avoid cracks. Now, in an Instant Pot, you don't really get cracks, but further insurance for no cracking is a little bit of starch, either flour or cornstarch. I'm going with cornstarch in this recipe, but you could substitute flour. Now, this is my favorite tool, and it happens to be a manicured tool, and I like this tool for mixing things together. I just do. You can totally use a fork, you can use a rubber spatula, you can use a spoon, but I find this is great. All right, now we have our room temp cream cheese that we've creamed around. And now, that's a technical term, creamed around, in case you haven't heard it before. And now we're gonna just very slowly add our sugar. And again, the idea is that the slower you add the sugar, the more dense your cheesecake will be at the end. So we do that. And I'm just gonna give this a teeny bit of a scrape down, which is really important. And I'm sorry I didn't mention it before, because scraping down the bowl is super important. Okay, let's lift this baby up. We are going to add, I believe it is 2/3 of a cup, no, 1/2 cup of peanut butter plus 2 tablespoons. I know that's a kind of a weird measurement, and maybe people are out there judging me, saying, why does she create a recipe with a funny measurement? And I feel you, I don't like it myself. But when I developed this, I did it with 1/2 cup of peanut butter and I needed more. So that's why it has the extra 2 tablespoons. Sorry, haters, was not trying to be annoying. Oh, and I also wanna add, I'm like really into heavy cream.
Yeah, me too.
I
always have it in my fridge.
Me too, and whenever there's like a liquid ingredient, if I can, I use heavy cream. I know that is like not what people are into. They're into like milk, skim milk, almond milk, and I apologize, but I like heavy cream. Although you can make this with milk, don't worry about it. So we put in,
it out,
we put in our heavy cream. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Delicious. Okay, now that we have this delightfully creamy cheesecake filling that we have very, very gently mixed together, the next thing we're gonna do is eggs. And then very slowly, we're just going to mix until the eggs are combined. I think we're good. Here is our very creamy cheesecake filling. Do you mind grabbing that delicious chocolate crust? Thank you. Okay, peeps. So we have a frozen cookie crust. It really just needs to freeze in the amount of time that you made the filling. Now we are going to transfer our filling into our pan.
Voice like drops and gets sultry when you're doing something like this.
Oh, I love that. I think that's the jumpsuit talking. And then we do this kind of weird thing that I read about it on the intraweb because I did a lot of research for this Instapot cheesecake. You don't want air bubbles in your cheesecake because then they pop on the surface and it's a little unattractive, and we're into attractive. So we drop our cheesecake several times to pop the air bubbles. Now we're going to get our Instapot ready and we're going to put this into our Instapot. I know you trusty viewer have already figured this out. We are on our third appliance with this recipe.
We were just having a conversation recently though with Sam about how if a recipe calls for equipment, you should just like have the equipment. How did you say it?
I was talking about carpentry. You can't build a house without tools. You can't make a cake without tools.
Did you hear that? That is like some serious science that Sam just dropped. Like off camera, as it were. I think that's really true, and I also think that it's not really 3 appliances because this is your oven. If you make a cheesecake not in an Instapot, you have to use an oven. This is our oven. Boop, boop, boop. 1 cup of water, peeps. We put that in the bottom of our Instant Pot. Next, our trivet. Instant Pots come with a trivet. If for some reason yours did not, or you do not have it anymore, you could like flip a plate over and put it onto the, the bottom of the plate so it was lifted up. I'm actually gonna put this on here, and then look at this. This is pretty amazing. Dun, da, da, da. We lift, and then we go right down inside. This is like easy peasy, just sitting there on this little cute trivet. Okay. First things we do here, does everybody know about this? So this, if you've ever used an Instant Pot before, is the venting and the sealing. Right now we are moving this over. Whoop, it's funny, you hardly have to move it at all, so you sometimes think like, oh, I had to burn, but you don't. You just go like that, sealing. This little space right here, in case you did not know, is gonna lift up when it comes to pressure. Yeah. Can you set it for manual high?
26 minutes.
Peeps, it was on 26. Okay, now we just wait, but not very long. Ooh, you hear? That means it's starting. Here you can tell that we're almost at pressure, and this was what, like a couple of minutes, hardly any at all, less than 5. You see a lot of steam coming out of this little hole, and the hole, the little metal piece in there is gonna pop up. It's almost there. Oh, you kind of see it's like, please, I wanna make a cheesecake. How can I come out? And see, now the steam stops because now all of the steam is inside of this gorgeous Instant Pot. Okay, so we did our 26 minutes of baking our cheesecake in our Instant Pot, and this little stopper sunk down, right here you can see, which means that there's no more pressure in the pot. We turn our valve to venting, and then we turn our... Don't you love that? I think it sounds like R2-D2 or something.
Yeah.
A little bit. All right, and then we're gonna lift it up.
Ooh.
Ooh. So I'm gonna lift it out. It's a little bit hot, but it's okay. This trivet also has nice long arms, which help. So you can see, looks a little wet. Boop, 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 boop. And it's not the prettiest thing, okay? I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. Looks are not everything, peeps, okay? And we're gonna be covering this with some cocoa powder so you don't have to worry about it. Now we're gonna let this rest on the counter until it is room temperature, and then we are going to release it from its pan and stick it into the refrigerator for about 4 hours, just like, to let it set up. We got this out of our pan so easily because, again, we didn't have that lift that we had to stick the knife past to get the cake off. And when I say we, what I really mean is Sam, because she was the one who did this, and she's great.
She's like, stop talking about me in this video.
Next time it's going to be the 3 of us. I love her. Anyway, everybody ready? Here we go. Lift it up. And does everybody see how pretty that is? Like the little,
beautiful.
I love that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one. How pretty is that, peeps?
They're pretty.
Now, I think it would be fun because Eric is my friend. If we had like a friend moment where we ate cheesecake together on stools. So we're gonna get stools and do that. feel like I'm on like a date with you, maybe in the 1950s at a soda fountain. Isn't that
nice.
kind of cute? Like our knees are like really high up, and I'm like, hey. And now you get to really see the jumpsuit. I hope it's my work jumpsuit. But want to try this with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I do too. Also, I like these pretty little forks.
No.
Really yummy. It has a real kind of saltiness and a nuttiness that is so nice with that little chocolate crust.
Yeah. I feel like the thing that is really important here is that it's really savory too. It's like very salty. The cream cheese is really nice. It's lovely.
This is really delish. And I know that's like a really special word that only food writers use, delish. But anyway, this is really yummy. And if you would like to make this Instant Pot peanut butter chocolate cheesecake, you can find the recipe on Food 52, you lucky devil. I also have a few recipes there, so you could also Google me, Jessie Sheehan, and find some of my recipes on Food 52. Or you could go to Instagram and find me, Jessie Sheehan Bakes. Or you could go to my website. Guess what it's called? Jessie Sheehan Bakes.
And if you like videos like this and want more, hit like, subscribe, and please comment in the comment section.